careful with her, would you? And, pie.
Thanks for saving me from the Chuck Norris marathon with the snack run, Karlee.
No problem.
Don't get me wrong. Sharing a motel room with him after a hunt is an awesome way to celebrate. But the man's choice in movies is iffy, even on a good day.
What about mine? Digging into the law was not my idea of downtime after we cleaned out that nest. I'm coming back with nothing even remotely close to natural in it. Besides, I'm itching to take the wheel without your Mr. Backseat driver and his comments. What?
Someone's by the car.
Of course. The one time he parks a mile away from the rooms. Really, Sandra? That's what you're going with for weapons?
Well, Dean never uses them.
Because throwing stars are as good of an idea as those films he makes you sit through.
Oh, put the demon blade away. It's our old partner in crime. Hey, I guess you're wanting to tag along again?
Well, come on in before Sam turns on the puppy dog eyes and makes me cave and bring him a salad, which I'm not going to do. I'm not a kale delivery system.
All right. Well, you know Dean's house rules in Baby. Driver picks the music, shotgun shuts his cakehole, and the ones in the back enjoy the ride, idling in the Impala.
Hope you like meatloaf.
For a snack?
Music. Sandra. Music.
Welcome to Idling in the Impala, a podcast by and for lovers of supernatural and the fan fiction it inspires. I'm Sandra.
I'm Karlee, and today we've got another Canon Fodder episode for you. We see those numbers, guys. We know. We see the numbers shoot up whenever we do Canon Fodder, whenever we do fic recommendations. I'm starting to think y'all are here just for the porn, but we will indulge you anyway. So we have another Canon Fodder episode for you today, featuring fic recommendations from myself and Sandra. And we decided we did Destiel last time, and we thought neither of us are really into Destiel that much. We can like it, but it's not my go-to. I don't have it favorited on AO3 like I do with Wincest. Whoops, telling a little bit too much about myself there. But we decided for a nice little change of pace, we would feature fics that covered our personal kinks, because if you can't bear your soul on the internet, where can you bear it, really? So Sandra has 2 fics and I have 1. So do you want to go through yours first, Sandra, or do you want me to go first?
I guess I could go first. Just because this is a little different for me. I feel like we don't always, when we're doing homework, we're not always on the same page as what the assignment is. I think when we did Destiel, it was like I did the complete opposite of what you had posted, and it wasn't as kinky as I guess it should have been.
It didn't. No, what happened was it didn't need to be kinky. What happened was I gave you my favorite Destiel fic ever for a different assignment, and then I was like, oh shit, I gotta pull something out. Fuck, I don't have that much Destiel. That one will do. I didn't specifically pick it because it was kinky, but I like the fact that you've taken this assignment and gone everything kink.
Yeah, well,
kink
I was like,
find it.
as because I mean, if we're talking about, so I guess things that we search out for a particular kink is what I'm thinking. I didn't really know about a lot of this specific kink stuff until really Supernatural, and I started seeing all of the different types of fiction that they are presented on AO3, on Tumblr, and I know they even have different writers will do like something called Kink Bingo, right? I never knew. I was like, what? Kink Bingo? And then I'm like, oh, okay. So you've got all these different things that you try to write about. So one thing I've noticed is, we've talked about this before, Karlee, there's just not a lot of, there's a lot of Destiel fiction. There's a lot of certain pairings, or I guess niches that are very heavy in terms of the amount. And if you want, I know my personal preference, again, big surprise, is Dean with a female reader or a female character. And you just don't find a lot of that stuff. You really got to search those things out in like ratio to other pairings and ships and things like that. So I guess if, bearing our soul, I have a kink for nipple play and I enjoy it. I enjoy reading about it, especially the fact that once it was established that Dean had perky nipples, I was like, hello.
I admit, yeah, boy, dude.
How
100%.
soon was that even referenced? I feel like it was like, was it like the first or second season of like, because I'm not imagining this. There's a statement that I think Dean even states, is it himself, where he has perky nipples. Somebody has to help me, Karlee.
All I can think of is the pilot where he goes, my boobs, when he's asked if anything about him is real. Let me do a speed Google. We're so fucking prepared, guys. I feel like maybe he did reference it though. I'm thinking like
did, but I think it was early.
There was marginally less layers in the very early start of season 1. So you could have just been like seeing what was available.
Nipples. Yeah.
Yeah, because they were very very
I
prominent.
feel like he says that somewhere. And now I'm just thinking maybe it's just canon. It's just like maybe it's not even canon, but I feel like it should be.
Oh no, he does. No, he does mention it. I typed in Dean Winchester perky nipples and I got a lot of like compilations videos. No, he does say it. He does. So it's just from, let me just finish loading up the website. Demon waitress, so you just get to stroll out of the pit, huh? Tell me what makes you so special. And he goes,
season 4.
I like to think it's because of my perky nipples.
Yeah. Okay, so it's like it's the very first episode of season 4. Okay, so established.
Yeah, so you are not imagining it. It happens. It happens.
So anyway, that happening, and then just the fact that Dean, I think we've kind of as a group said, he's probably he's into trying out different things. He's pretty open to stuff with sexual partners and different things like that. And he probably knows what his erogenous zones are and things that he likes and things that he doesn't like. So in my mind, Dean, perky nipples, let's play with them. So
why not? They're right there.
Yeah. So I think one day I was actually like looking for this, and I'd actually found this one writer who I've subscribed to for a while. Their name is Rizlo Writes, sort of. They're on AO3 and they're on Tumblr. They their AO3 account is like locked, so you can't just go into it as a guest and view those. So just a heads up. But when I post this episode, I'll put a description and I'll make sure I give like a Tumblr link to their master list as well, in case people want to read up on their stuff. So I picked 2 of their fictions for this because I felt they were very good counterpoints, because basically one is Dean's getting some attention towards his nipples, and then the next story, readers getting attention for their nipples. So I thought it was a very interesting like companion sort of piece. So Lose Yourself is the Dean one where he's tied up and the reader is basically just doing a thing with the nipple area. Everything above the waist is being paid attention to, nothing below for this. It's a short read, but it's really good. And then the second one is a little bit longer. It's called Ruined. Mm-hmm. And Dean is basically torturing the reader, pretty much, like not torture, like fun torture, where getting her all riled up with attention to her nipples, and then making sure like the whole day is kind of like, I guess, nipple edging, I guess you'd say, and then like fulfillment at the end of the day. It's just really good. There's nothing I can really say other than if you're into that, I think you'll really like it. This author, again, because this author is so Dean female reader, Dean female character, if you aren't looking for that, you might not even know about this author. They write really good. It's one shots, and they do have a couple longer pieces, beginning, middle, end. But you could tell they're just a full on Dean lover. So when I found them, I just I'm like, okay, subscribe. Like 99% of their stuff is Dean with a female. I found two that were Sam and Reader. There's no Destiel or Wincest at all. And they've been posting since about 2016, and they have literally over like 100 works. I think if you want something quick to read and fun, some of it's a little bit deeper, but most of it's exploration with Dean, which I do like when an author does that, and kind of, sometimes getting into the emotions, sometimes not. Usually they have a lot of like friends to lovers ones, which I do like that trope. Not as many enemies to lovers, but they have like, fellow hunters and different things like that. Or yeah, that kind of like nothing really outside of that I can think of. They did do a truck one where Dean's a truck driver, which is actually fun. It's got a little twist on it. It's cute. So some cute ones, some explicit, and this, of course, this combination is quite explicit. But if you're into that, you really won't be disappointed, I think, in the I know I was not with the Ruined one. I was like, yes, this is like everything I want in terms of my kink in particular. So
yeah,
Dean's a little dom in that, and it's good. It's good.
Yeah, I skimmed through because I'm so fucking prepared always. So I skimmed through Lose Yourself, which was really quick to skim through, and I was like, yes, all of this. And I'm just excuse me, I still have a touch of traveler's flu, guys. But I'm just sort of skimming through Ruined now, and I'm like, yep. So although that is not my particular kink, I definitely like the, sort of just the little touch of Dom Dean that's showing up in that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will be adding those to my God, my to read list is so fucking big now.
I know.
It's unreal. I would never have time to do anything. I would just have to sit and read for like a week. But no, absolutely, I will be taking a look at those. So yeah, if you are into slightly Dom Dean or even slightly Dom Reader, because although Lose Yourself, she's not Dom, she's in charge.
Yeah.
And
so again, it's a nice flip of really getting to, I guess, explore both of those sides of what the reader wants or what's being done to her, and then what Dean is exploring and having done to him. So I don't know if they did those intentionally. I don't think they did. The Lose Yourself was written, I think, in 2017, and Ruined was 2019. So it obviously wasn't an immediate connection. But when I read them, and I was like, I wonder if this writer.
Yeah, no, maybe. I've done that though. I've done something with one character and then been like, but what if we did it the other way around? What if we changed it up?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, great picks there. I want to point out as well, neither of these works have a lot of tags in them, but they both tag nipple play, which makes me think Sandra saw that and went, yep.
Yes. There's just not a lot of that. I will say, like, at least Dean with female reader that I can find. That's something. I haven't found that.
It is difficult, especially if you're searching for either of the boys with a female reader. Although it's much, much harder to find a male reader if you wanted to find that. You're very limiting your pool of what's out there anyway. And then if you start trying to like narrow it down again to like specific kinks, you'd be like, you're looking to come up with like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So,
and the other ones that I had found were not very good. So I was like, okay, but this writer's, like I said, pretty solid writer. Doesn't get a lot of hits. Again, I think for obvious reasons. I just don't think a lot of people are reading that, necessarily on AO3. Maybe more on Tumblr. Who knows? But AO3
Yeah, if you
now.
gotta if you can't necessarily get into their fix on AO3 as well, that's kind of
Yeah,
get
I
it.
guess that is the thing too. I didn't really think about. Lose Yourself by Riz Low writes, sort of. Rating is explicit. No archive warnings apply. Category is female male. Fandom is supernatural. Relationship, Dean times reader. Relationship, Dean times you. Character, Dean Winchester. Additional tags, light bondage, nipple play. Summary, smut, pure and simple. Just imagine having Dean tied up at your mercy while you worship those perky nipples. Dean is staring up at you, his lips kiss swollen, his expression dazed and lust drunk. He's naked, sprawled on the bed, and you let your eyes travel over him as you consider your options. The fact that he trusts you enough to let you do this has you on the edge already, and you revel in the delicious torture. His arms are stretched above his head, silken scarves wrapped around each wrist and secured to the headboard, and his fingers are clenched around his bonds, his forearms and biceps flexed. All you've done so far is strip down to your lacy black lingerie and kiss him, touching nothing else, yet you are both breathing hard, pulses pounding. His cock is hard and throbbing, leaking pre-cum over his abs, making your mouth water. But that will have to wait. You run a finger over his bottom lip, suppressing a shiver as his tongue darts out to touch the tip. Doing okay, Dean? You ask softly, looking directly into his eyes and waiting patiently for his answer. Fuck yeah, he says, the low rumble of his voice making you wince a little at the almost painful pulse it causes between your thighs. Good. You bend to kiss him once more, tugging that bottom lip just a little between your teeth as you move back, and he moans, soft and needy. You bite your own lip as you run a fingertip down his throat, across his collarbone, then over the right side of his chest, barely grazing his nipple. His pecs jump at the contact as he draws a shuddering breath, and you meet his eyes again. You're so sensitive, baby. As sensitive as I am, I think. You brush over the hardened peak once more, watching him squirm, his tongue pulling that plump bottom lip in to graze his teeth over it. I want you to come this way, Dean. I know how delicious this feels. I know because it's how I feel when you touch me like this. I want you to know. I want you to lose yourself in it. Ruined by Riz Low writes, sort of. Rating is explicit. No archive warnings apply. Category is female male. Fandom supernatural. Relationship, Dean Winchester times reader. Dean Winchester times you. Character, Dean Winchester. Reader original character. Additional tags. Smut, explicit, freeform, nipple play. You wake, suddenly fully alert out of a dead sleep, but not yet sure why. Then you hear the soft rustle of clothing being removed, a weary sigh, and you smile as Dean climbs into bed beside you. Hi, baby, he whispers as he curls up behind you, his arm pulling you into his warmth as he kisses the back of your neck. You breathe his name and turn to your back, his lips on yours before you can utter another word, tender and insistent. Want you, need you. He murmurs into your kiss, his hand pulling at your t-shirt, and you lift yourself slightly, allowing him to pull it over your head before he kisses you again, stealing your breath as his fingers tug at your nipple. You hum softly, your hand raising to his face, and before you can move any farther, he gently takes your hand and places it beside your head, his fingers threading through yours. A little thrill zips through you as you understand. He doesn't want to talk. He doesn't want to be comforted. He needs to be in control tonight, and you feel the soft curve of his smile as he senses your understanding. "Dean," you whisper, just checking in. He brushes his lips across yours. "I'm good, baby. Just want to make you feel good." His kiss is a little hungrier now, and he speaks again, the low rumble of his voice sending goosebumps blooming over your skin as his hand moves from yours, fingers trailing down the inside of your forearm and back to your nipple. "Need you to be good for me. Can you do that, baby?" A soft whimper is your only answer as you nod, and he smiles into your kiss again. "Good girl." You melt into his kiss, the taste of the whiskey he's been drinking on his tongue, and you wonder fleetingly just how long he's been home. He'll talk to you eventually about the hunt they just returned from, whatever world in danger crisis he's carrying on his shoulders at the moment. But right now, what he needs is to bend something in his world to his will, and you long to give him what he needs. "Missed you so much," he whispers into your ear, nuzzling his nose into your neck as he nips the soft skin on your neck, sucking a gentle mark there. "I've been thinking about something last couple of days. If you'd want to, I'd like to try it." "What?" you ask breathlessly as his tongue laves over the mark he just made. "I want to make you come just from this." He moves his finger over your nipple, then pinches at it, and you gasp softly. "Not tonight. Tonight I need my cock in you so bad, baby." You're almost panting now at his words, aching for him. "But I want to spend some time on these. Just get them all pink and swollen and sensitive. Been dreaming about sucking and biting these beautiful nipples, making you squirm, making you beg."
Okay, so this is normally the part of any given podcast where we would go, "Hey, our sponsor today is," but we ain't sponsored. So we just have some causes, some charities that we'd like to bring to your attention, point you in the direction of if you feel able or willing to donate to them. We have three main sort of causes, inverted commas, that we're promoting feels like the wrong word, but like signposting, highlighting, if you will. So the first one is to do with the conflict in Ukraine, the Russian invasion unlawfully of Ukraine. So we would just like to draw your attention to World Central Kitchen, which, as it sounds like, is, helping to feed people that are affected by this conflict. Although it's dropped out of the media quite a bit now, there's still a hell of a lot of people in the Ukraine that are trapped, that are cut off, that are struggling for food and water and basic supplies. So that's what that charity is there for. We have Kids Save, which, again, as the name suggests, is looking out for the children that are affected by this. I mean, conflict feels like the wrong word. It's, it's an unlawful invasion. But yeah. Kids Save. And then we have, if you don't want to if you don't feel you can or want to commit to just one single charity, we also have a link to the global giving page for the Ukraine Crisis Relief Fund, which obviously is then split between various different places that it needs to go. It's sort of the global equivalent of a GoFundMe or a Just Giving page. So we have that. And then for those of you that are in the US, and oh Lord, we know it's hard right now. We do. So we have the Mums Demand Action, Ending Gun Violence, the Sandy Hook Promise, advocate for gun regulation in your state, wherever you may be. We have the American Civil Liberties Union, which is, basic human rights. Come on, people. It doesn't feel like it should be this hard, but somebody needs to give your government a kick up the ass and be like, hey, it's not this hard. You're making it harder than it is. And then, of course, vote.gov, look up the voting regulations in your state, in your area, find out what you need to do, be informed, be prepared, because that is the best way to enact any kind of change. And that doesn't just go for the US, that goes for the UK, anywhere else. Educate yourself. Know what you need to do so nobody can catch you out. Last cause, definitely not least, LGBTQ plus people. My folks, we are under attack. There's no easy way to say it. There's no nice way to say it. People want us dead, yo. It's really heavy in the US. It's coming in the UK, you know, and it's fucking hard. There's no one cause fits all for this. There's nothing particularly global. And to be honest, I didn't really want to signpost to any, you know, causes that are fighting against this. I want to bring this down more to people. You know, we're not a statistic. Everyone's a person. So the causes I want to signpost are Switchboard LGBT in the UK and the Trevor Project in the USA. And they are both services where you can reach out, you can be connected to people to talk to. You know, it's hard. We need to come together, guys. So if you need to talk to somebody, if you need help, if you are not safe where you are, these charities will help you. You know, reach out to them, even if it's just someone to talk to, even if it's just someone to go, this fucking sucks. If you need that help, reach out as well. For anyone outside of the US and the UK, I'd like to draw your attention to the Trevor Project. Again, they have resources for international LGBTQ plus people, youth. We know that as much as it's hard in our countries, it's a hell of a lot harder in some other countries, and it's not easy to come out. It's not easy to be safe. So take a look at that link for some resources, some places to go for help, some ideas of how to keep yourself safe. So again, it's not a sponsor. We wish we had a nice, fun sponsor to bring you, but we know that it's hard, and we just want to point you in the direction of help for others if you can give it, and help for yourself if you need it. So back to the podcast, I guess.
This one that you're presenting, which I'm jumping ahead, this one's locked, and the hits are ginormous. Of course, it has been.
Is it locked?
10 years. Yeah, it's locked. It's got a lock in front of it. But yes, so as we wrap up mine, then we will get into Karlee's. So I'm sorry, what were you asking? Does that mean?
No, I didn't know that lock meant restricted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've got to have an actual account. You can't be a guest. At least I that's my interpretation. I haven't been able to. If you have a guest account, like if you go onto it from your phone and you're not logged in, you shouldn't be able to see that.
Oh, that's interesting. I did not know that was what what it meant. So just as a little bit of background on my author, which I did not know until literally just now. So my fic is called Gagging for It, and it's by an author called Justine Delage. I think you would pronounce that Justine.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not know until I looked. This author actually has the most, like the top hits fic in Wincest, like of all time.
Oh.
And it's called Sure Got a Dirty Mouth. And it is it's got like 241,000 hits.
Jesus.
And it was posted in 2017. So, you know, I mean, there is like 101 chapters, and I have read it as well.
Oh my God.
I have read it as well. It took a minute to get through it. I think the boys might be like, maybe one of them is underage. I think Sam might be underage.
Okay.
But it's like a canon divergence thing, and it's like there's smut and there's plot and there's hunt, and it's really, really good. Unfortunately, it doesn't end, it just stops. So the author just left it, didn't come back to it. Their last posted fic was in 2018.
Oh wow.
So I don't think they're writing on AO3 anymore.
Okay.
But yeah, I just think that's worth bearing in mind. Like, if you wanted to get an idea of what the writing was like, yeah, top rated.
So 100 chapters. How many words is that one?
It's 374,000.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it took a little while to get through that one, I gotta say, but it was very good. It was very worth it.
Mm-hmm. But it's not. But it's not complete. That one.
It's not complete. But my fic that I have brought today is complete. So this one's 10k words. Technically it's 6 chapters, but one of them is only a photograph. So,
okay.
You know. So this one, Sandra bought like a nice kink. Like nobody's getting hurt. That's nice. And I brought filth. Honestly, I should be ashamed of myself. I'm not, but I should be. So this one is Dom Sam sub C sub Dean. I can't speak. Pain play, submission, orgasm delay / denial, impact play. You know, I suppose it's not tagged safe word use, but you probably could tag it safe word use. It doesn't have that many tags, to be fair.
No.
I think I saw like maybe pain play and submission and was like, yes, all of this. So basically the general gist of it is it starts out, the first chapter is just the start of a scene, and it's basically Sam telling Dean what he's going to do to him, and it's fucking hot. Okay, it's great. Then you flick to the next chapter, and that one's just a picture of the implements that Sam has brought along to torture Dean. It's set pre-bunker, so they're in a motel. And then
okay, wait, I'm looking at this picture now.
Do you need an explanation, babes? Can I assist?
I'm going to tell you right now, that thing with the spikes on it looks like something my mom would use, like to maybe like not as scary, but like
it
a
looks
ravioli
like a
cutter.
Yeah, it does. It does. It's got a specific name. It's called a something pinwheel, and I can't remember what it's called.
So does that literally like that pricks the skin?
Yeah,
that does?
It's a Wartenberg pinwheel. It doesn't pierce the skin. It's just for sensation.
Okay.
So it has a medical use
I'm
as well.
already scared for Dean.
No, it has a medical use as well, I think.
Okay.
For
is it like almost like an acupuncture kind of therapy thing where you're like getting the skin to sort of like
No, it's for nerve reactions.
Okay.
That's what it's for.
Okay.
So yeah. But obviously like a lot of medical things, people were like, yes.
And then the grippy thing looks like something in one of those games where you have to try to catch the toy, like in a like a grappling hook where it like comes down and grabs
it's for
try
nipples.
To grab oh. Oh my god.
It's a very, very intense. I should probably at this point, when I do this video, I will probably put this picture up for this section as well, so you can understand what we're talking about. So yes, it's a very, very intense nipple clamp.
Oh my god!
And basically, you can't see the end of it, but it's like those little claws.
It's got a push button probably that like squeezes it shut, right?
Well, no, you have to squeeze it open. You have to squeeze it open, and then it shuts on its own. So it tried like those the pinchy things, the grabby bits. Try to go back into like the casing, and then obviously your skin is in the way and it holds. And I have not any experience with them, but by all accounts they are incredibly painful, and Dean will attest to that in this fic, that they are incredibly painful.
Oh, Dean.
And the gloves just for sort of, I mean, we're 2 out of 3 here. The gloves are called vampire gloves. So like I said, I will put this image up in the video for those of you.
Is it just on the thumb, or are they on all of the fingers?
No, they're on all of the fingers.
Wow. Okay.
So vampire gloves, they tend to be made of leather for obvious reasons. And they have spikes on all of the fingers. Not really big spikes. You can just do sensation play with them. But they do have a bite if you squeeze or grab.
Okay. So I learned so much.
I'm an agent of chaos and kink. I'm going to make that my Tumblr username. Currently Sam is my safe word, but I'm going to change it to that. So yeah, that's chapter 2. Is just
and that's more than enough, quite frankly.
Sandra's out. Sandra's like, I will not be reading this. You torture my phone.
No, I'll read it. But now, I mean, I guess it's good that they've given visuals as to, because for somebody who hasn't ever, you know what I mean? Like if you don't know about this stuff, you're not going to know that that's what that is. Even the best description sometimes does not help unless you see visually what they're working with.
it definitely does help, especially with like certain like BDSM implements and things like that. You're kind of just like, I need a picture. I did it for the second chapter of Need. I needed to describe BDSM clause, and there was no. I tried for a long time, and I was like, I can't describe these properly. I'm just going to put a link into them so you can see what I'm driving at. So, yep, you get a nice little teaser. That's not all the things, but those are the main things. And then we move on to chapter 3, and that's kind of like chapter 3 steps back.
Okay.
To how Sam and Dean, who are in an established relationship, and it obviously it's Wincest. Probably should have pre-warned that beforehand.
No, I think you did. You said that. Yeah, you did.
And it's willing incest, I think. Because sometimes they'll be like they're not brothers, or it's like an AU or whatever. This is very much they are hunters. It's canon. They're just fucking, know, whatever. And it goes back to how they started on like a BDSM journey, as it was. And it's Dean in a bar, girls coming onto him. He's on his own.
Getting Sam, trying to get Sam on the little more.
Yeah, he's trying to
off. Yeah,
trying to goad Sam into being a little bit rougher with him because he likes it.
I hope he knows what he's in.
What actually happens is Sam obviously comes, makes a big show, and they're like open about it. I think the line from Dean is, "Are you backing up the wrong tree, sweetheart? Nobody sucks my cock as good as my brother." And then Sam turns up, which is brilliant writing.
Yes, as the pretty but not too pretty girl's eyes flew open in shock, and she audibly gasped, which might have been my reaction.
Like, oh. And to be honest, I think that would be a good reaction if Sam turned up anywhere.
Yeah.
If he was a world-renowned surgeon and you were in hospital and he pulled the curtain back, you'd be like, because there's so much of him. He's just a large presence in life.
Yep.
So yeah, Sam kind of like frog marches Dean out of the bar, takes him back to the hotel, and Dean's like, holy shit, it's going to be so fucking good. And they get there and Sam's like, is it because I'm a guy? Is that what the issue is? Do you miss fucking women? And then they have a conversation where Dean kind of opens up, admits to Sam that he likes it a bit rougher, and the only way he knows how to do that is to goad Sam into doing that. And Sam's like, no, well, it fucking hurts. Like, you could just ask. And of course, we need therapy, Winchesters. That never even occurred to Dean. So that's that. And then Sam says to Dean that he can do all of the things that Dean wants him to do, because he had fun times at Stanford. And Dean kind of like Sam like takes his belt to Dean, and it's fucking great. And then Sam's like, oh yeah, it feels like this. And Dean's like, you what now? And Sam's like, oh yeah, no, I did all this. I can top you, but I know how to do all of this as well. And that's when Dean kind of clicks for Dean, because he's really jealous and angry. And Sam's like, yeah, it feels like shit, doesn't it? Stop doing that to me. So a conversation is hard. Sex is hard. It's all very nice. And that's like the prequel to where we were in chapter 1.
Okay.
So then we jump back forward in time. And we're chapter 1. And Sam is using these implements on Dean. And it's fabulous. And Dean is a masochist to end all masochists, effectively. He's really into pain play. I identify strongly with that. So they're going through the things and they're fucking, and it's all nice, and then they're kind of done. And there's one more thing that Sam brought with him, but they haven't used, and Dean's like, no, I want to do the thing. So if you jump to chapter 6, Sandra, you will see the picture of the last implement.
And is that like there's still I'm prepping myself, and okay, here we go.
It looks innocent enough.
It's like a flogger, right? Is that what that is? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a oh god, what do they call it now? They definitely call it this. 1,000 points of pain, they call it.
Okay.
So it's a leather flogger with leather tails, but the tails have knots in them. And it's very painful. So Sam was happy to stop. He was like, you've been amazing, you've done so good for me, blah 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 blah. And Dean's like, nope. And this is where the kind of safe word sort of would come into it, because obviously Sam uses the flogger on Dean, and Dean's like, that's too much. And Sam handles it really well. He waits, lets Dean make his decision. So Dean kind of goes, if you go with the traffic light system, Dean's kind of like yellow, just stop. They carry on, and then Dean's like, no, red, stop. It's too much. I've hit my limit. And Sam kind of, I wouldn't really tag it as safe word ignoring, but Sam's kind of like, you wanted this, you asked for this, you can take a little bit more. But he doesn't force Dean to do anything. Dean willingly gets back in position for more. And Sam really hauls off on him. And then everybody has a nice orgasm. And it's all really nice. And it wraps up really nicely. And I picked this fic because I don't know if you've cottoned on, guys. I'm a huge fan of pain play. I really enjoy it. And I don't mind if it's sub Dean or sub Sam. I identify with it. It features in my personal life, and I love reading about it. But the reason this particular fic stuck out for me is because it's such a great example of how to do BDSM, how to do kink well. Sam checks in with Dean, he stops, he gives him water, he gives him a minute to catch his breath. I'm debating starting to tag my fics as aftercare as my kink, because it could be the kinkiest, heaviest thing ever, but if it's not done right, I'm completely out. I have to have, it has to be done properly. They don't have to be lessons in kink, but you have to aftercare is important, people. You have to do that.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the very end of it now, and it looks like the author's, talking about not only the aftercare immediately after, but how the relationship kind of balances itself out even for weeks after. So I'm guessing if something maybe that intense and it becomes a thing where you balance that out over showing the care that you have for your partner in other ways to balance that. Just saying, yeah, Sam treated Dean like a war hero. He held doors open for Dean, snuck out while Dean was napping, and brought him back pie. That the role can be specific and, but still is a part of the overall relationship. So I like just reading just that little bit right there. It feels very responsible. Like you said, it just feels like there's a responsibility behind what you're doing with another human being and how you care for them. So I'm saying poor Dean, but then I'm saying, okay, well, he's getting what he wants, and there's also balance to the relationship. So that's I'll probably try it. I don't know.
It's good.
Good. I was thinking, I totally lost my train of thought, but I had something else I wanted to ask, but now I can't think about it right now. Oh, so because I like hearing Dean, and I know Sam said the same thing, but then he gags him. So is there any point when the gag comes off, or is he gagged? Okay, good.
No, he's gagged and ungagged periodically.
Okay.
He tends to be gagged for the actual infliction of pain, and then ungagged while Sam does whatever he's gonna do.
Okay.
And then he's like, okay, on to the next thing, gagged again.
Okay.
Yeah, and again, it ties into the story, but also from an aftercare perspective, it's very subtle, but that's important. Just from a kind of your jaw hurts. You can't keep it in that position for a long period of time. So just having those little breaks, it's subtle. It's it's not as overt as giving him a drink or letting him take a minute, but it ties into the scene, but it also ties into, because that's really the big thing, especially about Dom and sub stuff. As the Dom, you hold that whole person. They give you their trust completely. And you have to be responsible with that. You cannot just be like, oh yeah, no, he wants me to beat his ass and then leave it. And I think I will never bring a fic to this podcast that does not treat that with the respect it deserves, unless it is, this is how not to do it. I could do a whole episode on 50 Shades of fucking Grey and how terrible that is. You just call that how not to do kink, just all the way across the board. It's dreadful. But yeah, no, you get to hear Dean, because I enjoy that as well. I'm not a huge fan of gags in fan fiction, because I'm
Yeah.
just like, that's, if you gag your character, you're taking away one of the main ways to invoke an image.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, don't do that to Dean that much.
This whole thing is just you going, oh, baby, Dean, why? I promise this one's nice. This is not like the Destiel fic I brought for the last Canon Fodder we did. It's a great fic, but that one's sadist Castiel, not masochist Dean. So he gets nothing out of what Castiel does to him, other than, you know, the sub need to please your dom.
I like that there's, just from the little bit that I saw in this, the conversation part of it, like that they are discussing and talking things out. And like you said, there's check-ins, and they're using their voice, you know, like in a way that's positive. And I think there's growth, you know, like in the relationship. So I think I'll this will go in my, put it in mark for later. I'm doing it right now. Yeah.
Where it will sit forever, because every time you come to look at it, you'll be like, oh no, that's the one with the nipple clamps.
Oh, poor
no.
Dean.
Just put a note on it and just be like, the one with the awful nipple clamps.
Oh,
they are very intense by all accounts.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not something I would bring into my personal life, let's put it like that.
Ooh,
but
yeah.
The rest of the stuff I would, but not that one particular one. So
Aww.
Yeah, that's I suppose you could be like, my kink is pain play, my kink is dom sub, my kink is aftercare. All of the above.
Okay.
All of the above. But
Gagging for It by Justine DeLarge. Rating is explicit. No archive warnings apply. Category is male. Fandom is supernatural. Relationship is Dean Winchester / Sam Winchester. Characters, Dean Winchester and Sam Winchester. Additional tags: Wincest freeform, dominance, dirty talk, pain play, submission, orgasm delay / denial, top Sam, sub Dean, bottom Dean, submissive / bottom Dean. This is from the Just Smut OK collection. Summary: Dean gets edgy if it's been too long since Sam has indulged Dean's pain kink. Dean's been pushing for it for weeks now. Sam decides it's time to give Dean what he needs. Gotta gag you, Dean. 'Cause what I'm about to do to you, you're gonna scream. And as much as I love making you scream, this motel's pretty booked up, and I don't want to get us kicked out. Got plans for you, big brother, and you're gonna love it. But I can't lie. I'm gonna push your limits tonight. See how much pain you'll take from me. 'Cause I know how bad you need this. Need the pain. Need it from me. You've been on edge for fucking weeks, pushing me. So I'll give you what you've been asking for. Christ, practically begging for it. So pretty when you beg me, Dean. I think I won't touch your cock until you beg for it. I'll just use these new little tools I picked up just for you. Yeah, look like they're gonna hurt like a son of a bitch, don't they? Won't fuck you until you beg either. Beg through that gag. Beg with your whole body. And you better make it good. Better earn it. Take all the pain I give you and do everything I say. Spread your legs for me. Hold them open while I whip you right here on the inside of your thighs. No squirming and trying to move away when I spank that ass of yours all cherry red, right? Gonna arch your back and push back into the paddle? Can you do that, Dean? Show me what a good little pain slut you are for me. How much you love this. Like I said, I'm gonna test your limits tonight. Like you've been pushing for. Break you down. But anytime it's too much, you make the sign and we stop. Okay? So here's the deal. We're going to play. You're going to make me come. Let me use your mouth and ass, but you don't get to come yet. We're going to play some more, and then you get my cock nice and hard again. And then I'm going to break out this. Yeah, I know. I saw you staring at that in the shop. Knew you wanted me to use it on you. I'm going to make you scream. Make you cry. And if you're really, really good, and you take it all, and let it all go and scream and sob for me like I know you need, like I need, and I do need it, Dean. You have no fucking idea. Then I'll reward you. Take care of you. Make you come for me. Come so hard with my cock in your ass and my tongue in your mouth, the way you love it. And I'll rub you down with that cream you like, take the sting away, and I'll fuck you again. Real slow this time. Just grind into you so deep and kiss you. Show you how much I love you. How proud I am you took it all for me. Show you you're mine. And I'll make you come again. As many times as you want. Let you fuck me. Yeah, thought you'd like that. So what do you say, Dean? If you're not down, just shake your head. But if you like my plan, nod your head. Good boy. Let's get started.
And I suppose it's worth as well, if you are into Wincest, Sure Got a Dirty Mouth is a great fucking story. It's really, honestly, it could be several books, because the author will bring in a plot line and an antagonist, deal with it, wrap it up, and then take the boys on another adventure. It could very easily be separated out. It would not surprise me if the reason they stopped writing it is because they went back to rewrite the characters to actually publish it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
That's a good point. Yeah. Yeah. That's
So
great. No, I am going to give this one a try. I'm definitely going to give this one a try. You've given plenty of like warnings and, and all that stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. We don't like people to be surprised here. I will warn you about anything and everything that may come up in a fic, because I'm still traumatized by that fic that did not tag droll, and then there was so much droll.
Okay. I'm trying to think if there's anything in either of the ones that I brought that would be.
Oh no, I skimmed them. They're fine.
Yeah. Okay.
They're fine.
Okay.
They're fine. It's because I tend to bring heavier stories, like more kinky things. I'm like, y'all need to be aware of this. Those are just they're like nice. That's the story of our lives. We're like, we'll bring things for our personal kinks, and you brought something really sweet, and I'm like, I had this. Let's not talk about my mental health issues. Just this. So yeah, go check them out. Leave them a kudos. Leave them a comment. You can tell them that we sent you, of course, and there will be lovely, lovely narrations from Sandra for those fics as well, which I feel very sorry for you, because I don't know what part of mine you're going to have to read.
I don't know. I just kind of go with the beginning just to set things up, but I'm thinking maybe the prequel part when they're in the bar and then transition over might be a good spot.
Maybe. I think the first chapter lends itself quite well because it's very gripping.
Okay.
So I mean, it's entirely up to you. You do.
But you know what? I'm going to go back and look real quick before we end this.
If it's of any interest to anybody, both of Sandra's fics had really nice images of Dean in them. And mine
has a good image of Dean.
Mine, the opening chapter of mine has a gif of Dean being gagged with a bandana, which is...
There's literally nothing wrong with that.
It's fucking great. I think it might be Gordon that's gagging him, actually. I think it's an early one. I recognize the hands.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah. There's a lot of fire in his eyes for the 1 second gif, and it's fucking really good.
Yep. Alrighty. Okay, well, we're gonna wrap this one up because we're trying to keep our cannon fodders not 2 hours long like they used to be.
Like they used to be.
So I guess we will say yes. find ways to reach out to us if you do enjoy these. Give us some recommendations. Let us know if you feel like opening up. Tell us some of your kinks and what you've seen in the supernatural fandom library that kind of lends itself to some of those. If you want to email us, you can email us at idlingintheimpala@gmail.com. You can reach out to us on Twitter. It's idling in the letter D Impala. We have a Discord channel, but no one's given us any love there yet. So if you can, stop by, say hi, tell us what you like, don't like. We're getting comments on YouTube, which is great. So if you find us on YouTube, comment. Let us know what's happening, what isn't happening. And if you want, yes, go ahead.
And we have merch as well.
Oh, we do. We do. I've made some stickers and some things that I actually think are kind of cute. So
they are.
Give them
they rhyme.
They do. Rhyme. I try. I think of Dr. Seuss and how he would approach Sam and Dean in these situations.
I won't tell you what the rhymes are. I'm just going to leave you guys to figure that out. And I'm just going to tell you that they rhyme and they're awesome. So you should, I will tweet out the link for that as well. You should go check that out. Sorry, Sandra, I interrupted. Go ahead.
No, if you want to reach out to me on AO3, I am username Drasna. That's DRASNA. On Twitter, I am skylewrites. That's SKYLEWRITES. If you want to delve into some of my original fiction, you can visit my website at www.sandrakyle.com.
What a mess, guys. Yeah. Just
totally. What a mess. Poor Dean.
Poor Dean. Sam would be appalled. Dean would probably be like, yeah, I got buttloads of usernames. I make a new one every time. Impala 67. No, is it Chevy 67 or Impala 67?
I think it's Impala.
Impala 67. Yeah. But if you want to reach out to me, you can find me on AO3 and Twitter. Same username, which is Karlee Karma. So however you think Karlee might be spelled, it's probably not. So that's KARLEE and then Karma as you would spell it normally. And the same profile picture in both places as well, just in case you think, hey, I wonder if there's two people with a weird spelled name. Same profile picture, it's probably me. Hit us up on Discord as well. Check out the merch. As always, Sandra does, I won't even say pretty much, Sandra does all of the artwork for anything you may see on the channel. So the thumbnails, the video backgrounds, the things that she's done for Ramble On. She's amazing. So go check out the merch. It's great. I've ordered one of everything. So go check out everything. But reach out to us. Let us know what you enjoy in fanfic. And if you find any really good Dean Reader people, Dean Reader fics, send them to Sandra. She needs them.
Yeah, please.
I'm Wincest. I'm easy. It's fucking everywhere. She needs them. Send them to her. And I think that covers it. So thank you for joining us in the backseat, guys, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye. If 3 different types of pie can't tear him away from the television, nothing will. God, I hope the movie's done by now.
All I know is I am deserving of some hair care tonight.
By hair care, you mean running your fingers all through Sam's?
Absolutely.
Well, baby's back safe and sound, and we've got some boys to see.
Thanks for coming along for the ride. Who knows? Maybe next time we'll give you the keys to take her for a spin.
Where's the pie?
Look at these chemicals. You even read the label?
No, I read pie. The rest is just blah, blah, blah.